So this time on 818 Custom Garage, it's time to build this Little Guy Racing Parts Comp Chassis. Welcome Zigzag to the family. Man, so welcome everybody. Like we said, we are gonna build this comp frame kit. You know, I've always wanted to build one, never had the chance to. I have been piecing this thing together for a while. Been stocking up parts. So we've got our gray comp frame kit. This thing, we got to take this and we got to get all this other stuff over here into here. I'm not going to show you every little bits and piece of like how to assemble the chassis. I think we're going to get the chassis assembled, a lot of the printed components all assembled, and then we'll show you how we're going to go power this thing and what we're going to do, right? So I'll show you. Look at all this stuff. Man, we got drive shafts. We got the printed components. What else? We're going to do a small front light bar on it. This is the 34 millimeter light bar. So instead of something on the front bumper, we'll put that on there. We did decide to upgrade to a lot of the billet components. We do have a lot of the printed pieces and stuff, like the shock towers that are printed. We decided to go, billet front, billet cross braces, and they're probably in here somewhere. There's the billet shock towers. So this thing should be really nice. We are going to go MR24 transmission. Now these do come with overdrive gears, so we always opt to do the stock ratio gear set in these. And these are so nice because these are billet one-piece gears. This transmission's super nice. So I just like it paired with the stock ratio. That's just my preference. So got a set of 1552s. These are the Traverse. These are in bronze, so I think they're gonna look pretty sweet on here because we're not gonna show you what body or paint we're doing yet. We'll bring that out. And then of course, we've always got our No Superior Designs RS100 Micro. We're gonna use right now I think we're gonna use their mount, not a mofo mount, and then their arm, of course, because this is a great setup. Power wise, we've got a what do they call it? They call it the torpedo, right? But it's got the cedar motor with the Python Pro, so we'll be able to get some big voltage out of that BEC up to 8.4 volts. So we're gonna get this thing slammed together. We're gonna get the whole chassis, printed components all together, show you what it looks like. Now if you look, there's two key components that are missing. One goes on the front, one goes on the back. There's no axles here. We're going to show you what we're going to do on that too. That we might have to, we had a plan, but we might have to do an audible. So we'll show you what's up for that. So stay tuned. Appreciate it. Let's go rock and have some fun. Oh man, can you check it out? We've got that comp chassis in the background. It's going together nice. We'll give you a nice little up close and personal of it. You can see that eliminator back there too. That thing's all dirty. We've been having fun with that. Yeah, we had to make a little bit of an audible, kind of like what we did on the eliminator chassis on the power system. And let's go show you why. Bang, check this thing out. I mean, it is beautiful. Everything went together really well. The printed components are really nice. They are, I mean, for a printed part, they're some of the better ones that I've seen. So I'm not always into the printed stuff because sometimes the quality is not the best, but man, this thing, really happy with it. Everything, like I said, went straight forward together. If you look, I believe all the components on the plastic components on the eliminator kit, because they look like they are injection molded. They're really nice. So I have a feeling, knowing Little Guy Racing Parts, they may end up upgrading a lot of that stuff too. So you never know. So let's talk about the audible. So we're gonna end up going with a Lizard Pro and Micro Komodo combo. So and the reason being is, okay, so this skid is reversible, which is cool, right? You can twist it. You have to unscrew it and move it. It's not a full flippable setup. Some of those skids that are out there, you know, it has the dual bolt patterns to where you don't have to remove the skid from the rails, and you can actually just turn your you can unbolt your transmission motor and just turn the motor. This you would need to unbolt it from the chassis, but it's really easy to do. So, but the way it's configured, it's set up for a forward-facing motor setup, right? Which is the better way to go, anyways, for weight and distribution and all that other stuff, right? You could flip it and run it backwards, but that wouldn't be my recommendation. So we initially were going to go with the seater, and the seat we've shown you before, like when we showed you all the eliminator stuff. The seater's a much longer motor. You know, it is. I mean, it's got another like 5 or 6 millimeters, maybe even more on this, you know. So the nice thing about it is that it's an in-runner, so there's nothing moving, but I mocked it up real quick with the transmission, and it extends way far forward over here. And the idea is on this slant right there, we'll run our battery, right? So you couldn't run a battery with that motor facing forward. And I was like, you know, I could flip it and run it backwards, but that motor's pretty heavy because it is a lot bigger. And I want to try to keep all the weight up front as much as possible on this setup. So we decided, hey, I've got a couple of these systems, and I've got a couple of the torpedoes. So the plan is we'll run the Micro Komodo combo with the Lizard Pro, so we can get this. I already made the wires look nice, did the braided, so these look good. So we are going to run this guy, well, we're going to run it sideways sitting on here. It sits in there good, and then we've got we're going to use our radio link setup, so, and they have those nice micros, so we can get a good layout here. And then battery up here in the front. I may end up removing all this structure. We'll see. You know, the plastic just to save weight. So I think this is a better way to go. So the torpedo system, remember, we've got the other eliminator chassis setup that we're doing for Gage's Power Wagon. And that's where this system was originally going to go, but I think we're going to put the torpedo in his. Because this one uses a full rear-facing motor setup. It's really, I tried to even do the Micro Komodo, or this has the Hobby Wing setup in it, but to do the battery and everything in the front on this thing, even with a small motor, it's basically a no-go. So I'm sure you could do it if you ran some kind of really tiny battery, but I like using the stock batteries to use them on multiple different trucks. It makes it easier for the boys and stuff, and all of us with all of our different things. So I don't know. What do you think? I think the next step. Oh, I wanted to show you something too. So a lot of times on these Micro Komodos, the wires come up straight. They come up completely straight. This whole heat shrink is straight. So one thing that I try to do every once in a while, and you got to be careful when you do it, is I take a heat gun, or you could use a little torch. Just heat up this area just a little bit, and you can bend the heat shrink. You don't want to heat it up too much to where you affect the solder, down here, and you don't want to bend down low. You want to bend up a little bit higher. And so I bend the wires just a little bit, and then cool them down, with like a fan or whatever. So, and it, it helps the wires package a little bit nicer. So instead of sticking straight out and stuff. So just a little nugget. So I think the only way to really get this stuff all in here, right? Because it's boring to watch. I'm not gonna just go 1, 2, 3, ready, bang. Well, we've had a few things happen. This thing doesn't look exactly like the other comp chassis because it's a different one. Because, let me tell you, so the other chassis we were working on, I ended up getting it together and I ended up trading it for some other things. But I was working on a second one in the background too for Dash. So we actually got rid of his C10, the hard part Goblin chassis, and he was wanting to do, I've been wanting to do, these comp chassis are cool, and he's like, man, you guys got the Eliminators, it'd be cool to have a comp chassis. So in comes Dash's comp chassis, and man, so very similar setup. You saw how we threw the chassis together and everything and all that. So this one we did do the black billet for the shock towers instead of the gray, just do something a little different. And then if you look, this has the micro Komodo as well, but this is the stand. So if you've seen our C10 videos, right? These are all the motor, transmission, ESC, receiver. That's all out of his C10. We pulled that all out. We also pulled out, these are the Super 8s. These are the injection molded Super 8s. Pulled the whole system. Pulled everything out of it. Rebuilt that and ended up selling it. So this thing, we were like, hey, we can use all the good stuff out of it and put it into the comp chassis, and it all fits great. This is a Lizard Lite that we have that has a Bluetooth module on it. So it's basically like a Lizard Pro now. We've got the LGRP, this is their standard billet transmission with a brushless mount. So it's not the MR24 like we were putting in the other one. But I love these transmissions too. They're great. They're fantastic. This does have the micro Komodo. And then, we've got the SR315. It's a big receiver compared to that nice micro that fits here. This doesn't fit on the side. Even when you try to put it on its side, it's too big for this section. So, mounted in the back, we've got our light bar on here. Tried to make all the wiring look pretty clean if we can. It's not perfect wiring. I think I could do better in the future. So, but like I said, we just used what we had and then made it work. So, we've got the little guy shocks on there. These are the 54s, I think they call them. I think they're actually like a 48 eye to eye. They're perfect. I think they're good on the chassis. Some people have gone with the longer ones. I think they're actually like a 50-ish, 52 eye to eye or something like that. But I'm able to get this thing nice. I mean, it's all the way up there. So we've got Endura drive shafts on this one. This is actually a Gladiator rear that I trimmed down the tube. And this is a C10 rear that fits in here perfect. So didn't touch anything. So other than that, but it's pretty similar. And then, man, check out this. We've got these are the little guy Vortex wheels. They're raw. They almost look like they're chrome, dude. They look so cool. And then we've got on the nice claw hammer. So this thing is awesome. It's just about ready. I was waiting on a servo horn. Just got that in. But one thing we wanted to do too was, I love these injection molded axles. They are awesome. They work really well. I like the weight distribution. But I love this gray chassis. I think it looks so cool. So sitting off in the background, we're gonna slam some billet Super 8s in. These are the gray to match the chassis. So I already did gears in them and stuff. So they're already ready. This one's got this one's ready to go. This is a straight swap over. This one I don't have. What's funny is I have the U-joint axles in here. So I've got an old set of the CVDs. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the U-joint axles, the steering, the mofo knuckles and everything off of this. And then I'm going to rebuild it with some CVDs and some billet knuckles and some billet aluminum steering that I have left over as well. That way we can put all the brass pieces on there. So we're going to get these swapped over, or mainly get this guy swapped over, get these axles on. And then we'll reveal this body. I think you're gonna like it. It's different, but it's cool. So stay tuned. Let me go slap these axles on, and man, we'll bring this thing back with the body. Then we're gonna go test it out, have some fun. Bang! Look at that body. Let me get this thing up close. Man, this thing came out sweet. Dash, this is what Dash picked out. So, Little Guy Racing Parts actually has this design body. I think they have one more left on their shelf. The only difference is this color is a little more of a brown color, which he liked. But so this was actually not painted by me, of course. This was painted by John at JB Designs. He's local. He's awesome. He actually does all the paint jobs for Little Guy Racing Parts. So any of their custom stuff, any of the stuff that they've given away, or their bodies that they've sold that are painted, he does them. He's a really, really awesome guy. He does really good work. So I was like, hey, we wanted to do a custom one for Dash, and it was funny. We were flipping through some of the designs that John's done and stuff, and Dash goes, I want that, because we were thinking of, you know, something different. He goes, I really like that. I'm like, okay. And then John came up with a little bit different color. This is more, you know, more similar color that you'll see on some of the, like, you know, real trucks out there to, you know, today, right? This tanny sand color. So super cool. He did a good job. Super, super awesome. Got the mount all on there. We are ready to go. I had trimmed it and everything beforehand, and you know, he knocked it out awesome. It looks awesome. I might put the stickers for the door handles right here. I wasn't going to do the stickers on the back because I think they're ugly, personally, because it looked like the original taillights, which I'm not a huge fan of, but whatever. I don't know. We might put them on. We'll see what Dash wants. I did have to notch, you know, this front here because, you know, we did the front light bar, so you have like the light harness coming through, so when this body comes down, it's right behind it, but it's got to lip over that, and then it's got to lip over that mount a little bit. So if you guys ever do, it does fit the 34 millimeter light bar, which is awesome, but you do need to do that. We got our wiring all nice and stuff. So let's talk about a couple little changes that we had to make on the truck that we decided to do. So first, you know, we had the mofo mount on here. It was aluminum, so we went to a brass mofo mount just to give us a little extra weight up front, which I think will help, you know, with the bias and stuff. So that came out really cool. Electronics are all the same. So we were having an issue. I went to go power it up and just check it out, and, you know, super duper slow crawl, and it would go, you know, the front was going, and all of a sudden you could see the back tires like stop and slide for just the tiniest amount and then go. So the truck was going click, click, click. And I was like, man, so I should have caught it on video, but I didn't. But then I turned into me, and the ADHD kicked in, and I tend to go crazy and just over focus on certain things. So I went into tech mode and diagnose mode. So I was like, I always look at the axle gears first, right? You know, if they're shimmed right and stuff like that. I set them up the way I like them. So I do one at a time. I pulled, you know, this gear out, or I pulled this one apart, pulled the shim out, put it back together, ran it, it did it again. So I put the shim back in it. Pulled this one apart, pulled the shim back out of it, ran it, did it again, did it the same. So I put it back the way it was. I was like, okay, so it's not the axles. Cool. You know, the wheels are freely spinning. I loosen them up, all that stuff too, right? Everything, I always check everything to make sure everything's free and spinning before I put it all together. So I then went, okay, I really started feeling everything, and I felt some clicking, you know, in the drive line. I'm like, okay, let's see where we can go. It's like, let's replace one drive shaft at a time. So I put, you know, stock plastic drive shafts in, because honestly, I really like the stock ones because they fit on the output shafts so tightly, so you don't get any slop. They work really good, honestly. So I did the rear, still had the problem, so I swapped the drive shaft back. Did the front, still had the problem, so I swapped the drive shaft back. As you can tell, that takes a very long time to do all that and diagnose everything little by little, right? But you learn a lot about these crawlers by doing it that way and where you can find issues, right? So the next thing is I've now gone from here to here. Where else in the drive line is there, right? Now we're looking at motor and transmission, right? And I'm like, man, all this stuff was in Mint, our C10, right? The way it was, and all I did was pull it out and swap it over. I did. The thing was, did have different drive shafts on it. I had stock drive shafts on it. So, one thing that I noticed was, so I wasn't able to do a stock drive shaft up here, but I did have another Endura drive shaft, and it did the same thing. So it's like, man, what is it? Like, well, I've got an MR24 I had this is the transmission that was in it. This is a little guy racing parts. This is their heavy duty, which is just a billet aluminum, and it's got metal gears in it and stuff. The gears are pressed together and stuff instead of being one piece billet. And I did put the brushless mount on it, right? So I'm like, man, did I screw something up in this thing when I put the mount on it? I don't know. So I pulled it apart. We put the MR24 in here. And I was like, you know what? Well, no, before that, let's go back. I thought, hey, because I've seen it before where you're overdriving the front with a 216 and you got a 212 in the rear gear, stock ratio and overdrive ratio in the front, where on a really grippy surface and with a new grippy tire, it can cause problems because you're driving the front tire faster than the rear, right? So what I did was I actually put a set of stock ratio gears up front, and it seemed to get a little better, but it was still clicking. So I was like, okay, that's when I moved on transmission-wise. So I pulled the motor out, I pulled the transmission out, pulled the motor off, put everything back together with the MR24. This does have a stock ratio gear set in it. Put everything back in, gone. No issues. That was with stock gears, stock ratio front and back. I didn't put this one back to the 216. So, I think there's something in this transmission somehow. I pulled it all apart. I can't tell. I mean, I feel like it spins super free, super nice. The one thing I did notice was on these output shafts, on this main shaft, the holes that the screws go through are really big. Like really big compared to the ones on the MR24 are smaller. The ones on the output shafts on the axles are smaller. I just, I don't see, I don't know. Just seems weird to me that would be an issue. So, but I pulled the transmission apart and looked at the gears. I mean, look at this thing. This thing spins super smooth, I don't know. But I put the MR24 in, everything's fine, right? And I was like, okay, let me put the 216s back in the front. I was like, we got Dash here. He likes to thrash a little bit harder. So we're gonna slow this truck down a little bit. So I left the stock gear ratio in the front, and I have a set of 112 underdrives that I put in the back. And honestly, I really like that setup. I've used it before. It's been a while since I haven't done that in a long time. I usually always just keep the stock in the back and overdrive the front. I think I'm going to start going back to stock in the front and underdrive in the rear. I just really like it. Especially with a brushless setup, I feel like there's tons of power with the brushless setup, and you get tons of wheel speed easily. You can play with punch levels and all the other stuff to help you with that hit right off, So I don't know. So I think we got a good setup here. It's super duper smooth. We'll get the body on. We're gonna go take it out and let Dash show you how this thing rips. Oh man, look at this guy. We got Dash over here. which means
I can sit on a rock.
we've got the little guy comp chassis. Look at that light bar going. We got those awesome, those are the Vortex wheels, the machine ones, and they look sick. We got that custom paint job from JB Designs. All right, Dash, you want to try to go up, do some lines up here? Okay, get them up. You may have to slow down, remember, but just get them going. You can get going. You got it. Yeah, I like it. Let's do a little hill, start off with a little hill climb. Got a brand new set of claw hammers. Oh, is he gonna go? He's gonna make it? Wait, he's slide. You're okay, you're okay. Oh yeah! Good job, Dash, you saved it. Okay. That was good, Dash. That was really good. Oh man, this thing's climbing really good. Let's see if I can get over here. You drive how you want. Just watch yourself. Oh man. You got it, bud. I think you can get it. Go ahead, go for it. Turn back into it. There you go. Oh yeah, you got that easy. Hang on, Dash, I'm gonna come up. Okay. I think you got it. Is though. Oh yeah.
Is this perfect yours?
Yes. See, and this is what I was talking about in our other video, guys, with our comp chassis has the Spider 9s. Now granted, this thing has more weight up front, but this is running.
I can't.
Here, come over here, Dash. You can walk over here. This is running their stock link. This thing's all their stuff, right? And it's got the long travel shocks that just seem to work better on their chassis.
Today I'm not flipping.
You're doing really good, Dash. I like it. Oh yeah.
Why is it so weird? This is so funny.
It's doing good, dude. Oh, motored in.
It just went in there.
When in doubt, throttle it out. He does like to use heavy on the throttle. This thing will just climb all the way up this thing easily.
I think I should go.
I think you got it.
I can't go down here.
Oh wait, hang on, I gotta get. Let me see if I can come up that way.
I'm not going in this water.
Oh yeah, don't go in there. There's water. Oh yeah, there's like a little pool from all the rain. That's pretty cool though.
I'm gonna go up there.
Why don't you? I think it'd be cool. Can I try something? You video me? Just hold onto the camera. What we're gonna do. Watch. Come over here. Or go over there by the grass. See if we can. Gotta love the articulation of this thing. You want to see kind of how it goes, you know, when it decides to tip over. Get in a little bit of this loose dirt. Alright, Dash, you ready?
That was my idea.
Oh, was it? It's easy for this thing. What I think you should do, Dash.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's a good line up this hill. It's pretty steep. You want to try that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, here, I'm going to give this back to Dash. You can pick him up and take him down with you. Here, you go down, I'll help you. So I feel like, Dash, try to come up through here. That might be cool.
Oh.
I think we're going to try to come up through that. Where are you going? Up the hill. way too easy. Let's see if you can come up through this section. It looks a little slippery because this is pretty grippy rock. Yes, it's a little more slippery.
I just punched
You
it
just
up.
punched it and powered through it. That works too, man. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
I'm just gonna like.
This thing works really, really well, actually. I'm really impressed with it.
I think.
And this thing is, you know, we used a bunch of parts from the other builds. Let's go fast. I know you like to go fast. But let's see if we can find another cool ride. Oh, look. Somebody obviously did this. You want to see if you can come up here? And maybe we can try to crawl up some of these. Do you think you can even do that? Oh, not that way. You got to take a different angle.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
Okay, hang on. Stuck a little bit there. See if we can get it over there. Let's try one more. We're gonna try one more way. Tumble wumble.
Okay.
What do you think, Dash? I'll let you try because I'm just gonna crash. You know me. Ooh, yeah. That looks better, Dash. That looks good. Okay. Good line. Good line. Just get it going. No. Don't help him. You got it. Keep the... No. Don't punch it. Go slow. Get it moving. Get it moving. You're good. Give it throttle more. Not now, but you got to turn too, dude. Don't just leave it straight. There you go. Oh, come on, baby. Nope. Too much throttle there. Man, I feel like I can make it with a little bit more practice. And once these tires are fully broken in, they're brand new.
Wait, should I try to go up?
Where are you going? You're leaving me in the dust. Oh man, oh, that thing's gonna tumble. See how these guys roll. All right, Dash, let's bring it in. All right, he's rolling in. All right, Dash, what do you think?
I think there should be no changes. We just.
You what?
I think there should be no changes. We just have to be like really good at it.
Better driving him, right? I'm with you. I think it's set up pretty well.
We got all the way up here.
Yeah, we did. We were way. I mean, you see where they are over there? We were way down in there. Came all the way up this hill. This little thing can motor up, and it did pretty good in a lot of spots. So, I agree, Dash. I don't think I'm going to touch him. I think we both need to learn how to drive it better. And it shows me on our other comp chassis, I think this shock setup is the way to go. So I think I'm going to go back to that shock setup.
I think you should like kind of do a little copy offs of my truck.
Well, we built yours first.
Onto your truck of the one that the grill came off, that one.
That one needs a different shock setup too, for sure. Well, I think that one we just need to make some adjustments on spring.
Ooh,
so, but man, I really love it, guys. So, what do you say, Dash? Comment, like, subscribe.
Comment, like, subscribe, and
He appreciates it, guys. We all appreciate the support. Give us any feedback. You know, we're still trying to learn some of these. I've always done like the 10th scale crawler, so I I set these up similar. I've done a lot of setups for people that work, and I'm trying to do different things that I haven't normally done before with mine. And so I'm experimenting, and I know I need to get better at driving too. So we will catch you on the next one. Remember, 10% discount codes at Little Guy Racing Parts. That's all Little Guy right there. All. I mean, you can get the motors, the ESCs from them, every wheels, tire. That's all wheels, tires, whole comp chassis, every body. So he's going to keep going. He's having fun way up there. We'll catch you on the next one.